Hello everyone, my name is Landry. I'll take you through a briefing of the ElimuKwanza project. ElimuKwanza project is being brought up by Telenet and Links, which is a private organization that is transformed into a social enterprise. Consisting mainly of ICT specialists as the technical team and teachers as subject experts, our main activity is to exploit the power of ICT for social economic development. And so we've established the ElimuKwanza project for an ICT-supported education. And of course, we're establishing a distribution channels for this education, which is a low cost and reaching the unreached population. And therefore, our vision is to provide quality, equitable, and affordable education to all through the following mission of eliminating the social-economic boundaries in education. We have targeted 97% of the low-income earners living under $2 a day. This has come after the following problems have been identified in our education system. First, the limited access to education, with the high drop rate in access to education, the lack of equity due to social-economic differences, the serious shortage of teachers, learning and teaching materials, and definitely the ever-growing need of the learning population. And so we are addressing these problems by reaching out the unreached population. With this, breaking through the geographical boundaries, providing access to quality learning materials to all with the open and distance learning powered by the information and communication technology. And of course, deploying an e-distribution channel through the internet, mobile technology, the direct-to-home technology, that is for TV, and offline channels such as DVDs, will be able to reach the unreached population. For that, we've come with the ElimuKwanza built on a centralized architecture, in which we have a central system that is powered with a content management system, content delivery and management. We have a learning management system and e-library, and these learning materials can be accessed in a classroom environment with a teacher or without a teacher on an individual basis, while you have your personal computer, your laptop, or your mobile device, your tablet, your mobile phone, and even on TV using the direct-to-home satellite television. Well then, to achieve all this, need funds in order to complete the ongoing production of the learning materials, mostly the production of the video lessons and the lesson notes. And also the e-library, we need definitely e-books and even digital books to be uploaded there so that they can be freely or widely available to everyone. And of course also need funds for the distribution or the rollout of the project itself to schools and the community centers, who are the major beneficiaries or recipients of this project. Operations and maintenance costs require funding, mostly for licensing costs or bandwidth usage and supporting operations. All these require funds. But together with that, we've created a plan for sustainability such that we'll charge a small monthly or subscription fee on every individual accessing or using the system, and even on schools as corporates. And of course, the pay TV for the DTH solution, charged monthly, and of course TV adverts too, and even paid programs which will be restricted to educational contents. Well, the leverage in ElimuKwanza project is first eliminating boundaries and all restrictions in education. With the e-learning, it facilitates the learning without actually organizing where and when all the learners should meet in order to learn. There is also the provision of the cost-effectiveness factor in this, making use of the economies of scales in that the per student cost or the per user cost is definitely lower as the number of users increases. And definitely the centralized system provides for a chance for one teacher to teach all, or the few teachers, the few experts we have to teach everyone that is in need. We also have the access to quality and equitable education for all, available in classrooms, community centers, on TV at home, on personal devices and mobile devices. It is definitely widely accessible by everyone. And of course, learners can take control of their learning process. In this, they choose what to learn, how to learn, at what pace to learn, and when to learn at their own comfort, achieved through the open and distance learning powered by the video on-demand services. We also find the redefinition of the teachers' roles as facilitators and the learners' attitudes to the learning process. But we have also anticipated risks and plans to mitigate them. First, the community's adverse attitude towards technology is a great threat in this. And of course, most of marginalized communities are off the electric power grid. And the misuse of technology also, and the network connectivity problems or challenges we have daily. But our plans for mitigating this include creating communities' awareness on the advantages of the good use of technology, mostly in education. And of course, we have a proposed use of a solar power system in order to power these equipments, in particular areas where there is no electric power. And for those areas out of the network coverage, we have the use of satellite communications, the direct-to-home television, and the VSAT technology for the internet that break through these network connectivity issues. And so we also have designed a scale-up plan that will call upon the partnership with all education stakeholders, including the government, private sectors as we are, and our international donors. Because this would need to be scaled up to lower levels such as the primary education, which really is the base of everything. And so we have designed a model that relates all these players in contributing to education. The government can actually provide subsidies to the education system through the ElimuKwanza project. The private sector investing or donating part of their profits, and also the non-government organizations and international donors contributing their donations to the education system. But all this so that the education system, through the ElimuKwanza project, giving out the best and the required quality output, that is the skilled workforce required by the government for their activities, by the private sectors for their productions, and by also the non-government organizations for their daily undertakings. So we found that with this we create a self-generated loop of supporting the project for a scale-up plan. And of course the target beneficiaries are determined by the population demand, which is revealed in about 60% of the population, ranging between the age of 5 and 35 years. And these are both male and females, and mostly low-income earners living in marginalized communities. Well then, we have expected impacts on this, such that we expect an increased enrollment and a retention rate in all of these, and definitely an improved quality of the education output, which is our main concern in everything. We also expect teachers and parents to take an active role as educators to the students and their children respectively. And of course, to measure these impacts, using our students' information management system, we'll be able to capture all the inputs about the students, their progress, which will determine the success of the project. Setting up the enrollment, retention, and academic performance as major metrics will be able to measure the progress of this project.